Hello student, myself Kuhu Sarkar. Today I'm going to continue my series of non-British literature and here I'm going to start with Pablo Neruda. Today our writer is Pablo Neruda. Pablo Neruda was an important writer. He was a Chilean poet, diplomat and politician who won in 1971 Nobel Prize in Literature. He was born in 12 July 1904 and died in 23rd September 1973. Neruda became known as a poet when he was 13 years old. So he became a poet only in 13 years old. Wrote in a variety of styles, including surrealist poems, historical epics, political manifestos, a prose autobiography, and passionate love poems such as the ones in his collection 20 Love Poems and a Song of Despair, which was written in 1924. Farmer Pablo Neruda occupied many diplomatic positions in various countries during his lifetime and served a term as a senator for the Chilean Communist Party. When President Gabriel González Videla outlawed communism in Chile in 1948, a warrant was issued for Neruda's arrest. Friends hid him for months in the basement of a house in the port city of Valparaiso. In 1949, he escaped through a mountain pass near Maiju Lake into Argentina. He would not return to Chile for more than 3 years. He was a close advisor of Chile's socialist president Salvador Allende, and when he got back to Chile after accepting his Nobel Prize in Stockholm, Allende invited him to read at the Estadio Nacional before 70,000 people. So here we see that about Neruda's life, and now see Neruda's important works. Four essential works are 20 love poems and a song of despair translated by W.S. Marwin. Then Pablo is well known around the world for his poetry. So he is well known as a poem writer rather than essayist or other writer. Political manifestos, essays, writings across different genres. His most famous works perhaps is 100 Love Sonnets, published in 1959. So his most famous works are 100 Love Poems. Then he wrote Ode to My Socks was also an important poem. I Do Not Love You, known as Sonnet 17, is certainly one of Pablo Neruda's best known and widely loved poems. In his in this piece, the speaker states that his lover should either commit to loving him for the rest of time or move on. It's a beautiful poem that uses darkness as one of its primary images. So, I Do Not Love You is a famous poem by Pablo Neruda, Sonnet 17. Then, Vignette poems, I Want to Go South Again is also an important work. So let's see about Neruda's style of writing. Neruda's poetry is renowned for its fantastic imagery and surreal use of language, forming a critical link between the surrealist movement of early 20th century Spain and magical realism of the later 20th century in South America. So when we read Borges, we also see that he also used magical realism. Gabriel Marquez also used magical realism, and here also we see that Pablo Neruda used magical realism. The tone of the most poem the tone of the most of the poem If You Forget Me by Pablo Neruda is threatening and harsh. So If You Forget Me is an important work by Pablo Neruda, and here we see the theme is threatening and harsh. The speaker is saying if his beloved does this, there will be a will be this consequence. If little by little you stop loving me, I shall stop loving you little by little. So there is a threatening voice. If the beloved forgets him, he will forget her. So if the beloved forgets him, he will also forget her. Neruda's love poems are considered particularly evocative because he combines the traditional elements of love poetry, such as relationship, feelings between two people. So you can search in YouTube, you can get many poems by him, which are mostly love poems. So his poems based on relationship and feelings between two people mixes them with relationship to chilly and wilderness. Beyond love poems, Neruda also wrote poems about the themes of death, war, politics, poetry, the joys of everyday life. So, beyond love poems, he also wrote death, war, politics, poetry, the joys of everyday life. Neruda also served as an honorary Chilean diplomat and was a member of Communist Party of Chile. Neruda won Nobel Prize in 1975, 71, sorry, 1971. So Neruda won Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. So he was a Nobel Prize winner. Neruda's body of poetry is so rich and varied that it defies easy summary. He explored themes of love, time, destruction, loneliness in all its varieties. His poetry filled with both harmony, anguish, also racked with political energy, ideas of social decay, isolation, alienation, communism, and oppression. So here we see that his poetry is so rich and varied in different ways. His poetry based on love, politics, relationship, communism, alienation, isolation, and oppression. So that's all for Pablo Neruda. If you like my video, please like, comment, and share my video, and please subscribe my channel. So thank you very much.